What is up, guys? This is Penguin Cave coming at you with a rigging tutorial series. So this is going to be part one of a couple of parts. I'm not going to say exactly how many because I do not know, but we're going to go over making legs, arms, body, and then texturing all of those and then putting them all together. Hopefully within the first 5 parts, and then we're going to start the head and then the mouth rigging, then eyelid rigging, then some more eyelid rigging, then pupils and eyebrows, and then we're going to start refining the rig and putting all the little things in it, you know. Alright, so basically this is going to be a fully extrudable rigging series, but the bends aren't going to be perfect bends because not many people know those yet, so I'm going to wait till those are more well known to release the perfect rigid bends. So right now we're just going to do the normal extrudable that is seen on the virus free rig. Okay, so let's start off with creating our layout. That's actually really important to me personally because I use a custom layout, so I want to be able to use my custom layout. So I'm just going to be customizing a layout for this tutorial series. So how to customize layout? First of all, what I like to do is I like to move this one up to here, and the reason is right now it only goes up to here, you know, and then this is like lost space over here. So I'm gonna just click and drag this whole entire thing all the way till the whole entire white bar is all the way to there. So it clears out all of this over here. So I'm gonna go to Window, Customization, then Customize Commands. I'm using Cinema 4D R16, but I'm pretty sure you guys have all window. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have a window, no matter what version, unless you're like R12, which you shouldn't be on R12 because you need protection tags sometimes. So Customization, Customize Commands. Here, we're just gonna want to look for the most important things so far until we run into more important stuff later on. So right now, what I really need is quantizing. So we're gonna put enable quantizing because this will enable and disable, make it for easy use and stuff. And then we're also gonna put in the quantize move slider because that is what we like to be quantizing usually. All right, so now we got those two. So now we can like set this to 3.125 and then we can enable it. Easy as that. So what else we need? We also want joint, although we don't use it too often. It's just easier access right there. And then we're also gonna want bind. So this bind, that's for like binding stuff, you know, which we will learn later on. We're also gonna want, what else do we need? Something pretty important. Oh, material manager. You guys are gonna see why this is needed, but yeah, material manager is gonna be there too. We're also gonna put PSR, reset PSR. We're also gonna put freeze transformation. And yeah, so we're gonna keep adding stuff as we go. Oh, okay, wait, we also need point morphs. Those are pretty important for easy use. All right, and now what we're gonna want to do is the viewport. For me, I don't like it this small, so I usually undock the materials right here, and I usually just make them nice size like that, then I exit out. So now whenever I click this, it'll just open up the materials for me, so I don't have to have it open all the time. And then this, I also like to undock the coordinates, and the coordinates I like to just redock them right here in between these two right here, and then I put this up to here, and then yeah, now it's just kind of there. And then I slide this over a little bit. Oh, whoa, I like to slide this over to like here. Now I have a nice big viewport, although sometimes it can cause more lag. Okay, and how I got my FPS right here, I type in, I just put my mouse in here and put it in normal navigation, then I click Shift V, and then right here under filter, we can see, oh wait, no, I think it's HUD. Yeah, it's under HUD. Then under HUD, we can see frame right here. Frame right here, so we see what frame we're on. And then frames per second, that's that. I think you guys can move it by pressing command or whatever, and then clicking and dragging it. So I just like to leave it right down there, actually. And then you guys can also put a whole bunch of other random stuff that isn't really necessary for what we do. Alright, so now we have our little layout set up. We can actually get started. So the leg we're going to be creating today, I already created one so you guys can see what our product will look like in the end. So basically what we want something that will look like this in the end, maybe a little bit better actually, but yeah. So the leg is gonna be rigid bends, not really perfect, but about as good as I can teach you as of yet. And then it also has some nice fancy feet. And then it also has the pole that moves with it. And then we also have the extrudable option right there. So we can extrude what we want. And then with a little bit of weighting, this would work just fine. And then the leg works good. See? So that's basically what I'm going to be teaching you today. So let's save this layout. So customization, save layout as tutorial. Replace, because I already tried this once. Alright, so this is going to be our layout for the tutorial series, and it will most likely start to morph over time as we find stuff that we want to add on to it. So okay, let's start with navigation now. So how to navigate, I prefer to use the number keys. So I like to use the the number 1, and then left clicking and dragging, and then that pans it for me. And then the number 2 and clicking and dragging, this does the zoom in and out, side to side and up and down. Anyway, basically any way you move it, it'll zoom it in and out. And then number 3 and then clicking and dragging, this does the, rotate around. So that's the ones that I prefer to use. You can also use the Maya things, I think. Alt or Option on the Mac, that rotates around. I think Command or Alt Command. I don't know. I don't really know all of these. Yeah, but there's the Maya commands also work on here. But yeah, and then there are also these, which I think these are actually like the worst. I only use these when I have to use one hand, because like when I'm eating a sandwich or something. Wink wink. But yeah. But yeah, when I have to use one hand, basically I use these if my other hand is dirty or something. But yeah, but I prefer always to use the number 1, 2, and 3. It's just fastest navigation for me. Alright, now let's create a cube. So Minecraft dimensions in Cinema 4D are 6.25 centimeters is 1 pixel. So if we go ahead and open a skin right here up in skins, we look at this skin, we can count the pixels and then we can do some math. although I already have this memorized, I'm just gonna do this since there might be some beginners. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pixels deep. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 pixels wide. And then how many pixels tall is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 12 pixels tall. So 4 deep, 4 wide, 12 tall. So now how we do the math for this is x is going to be 6.25 multiplied. So the multiplied symbol is shift 8 for the little star, multiplied by, so x is side to side, the red, so it's gonna be 4 wide. So 6.25 multiplied by 4. And then y is going to be 6.25 multiplied by 12, since y is up and down. Then z is also going to be 25 because it's also 4 pixels deep. So this is how Cinema 4D should look. Y up and down, x is left and right, z is deepness. So this is the front right here. This is the side, front. So you always want to work like this is the front. That's the best way to work in Cinema 4D. All right. Now, we want to put it the right segments. So it's 4 pixels wide, 12 pixels high, and then 4 pixels deep. And then a shortcut for being able to see all the lines is NB. And that allows us to see all of the lines. So now we see the leg. Now we can move it up here. First we want to enable our snap settings. So 3.125. We want to move it up 37.5. Then we want to freeze transformation because we always want to keep these things zeroed out. So 0. So now we can press the letter C or click this to make it editable. I always prefer to use shortcuts because it's a lot faster. So the letter C makes the thing editable. See, pressing the letter C, boom. Now it's editable. Now I can select all the lines and deform it, do whatever I want. All right, so now what we want to do, we want to first we should add in the bone structure. So let's add 1 joint right there. Then we want to go into front view by clicking this box right here, the very last little icon. And then we want to go to front view. Type in NB so you can see everything nice and clear. We want to move this all the way up to the top. This is going to be the leg. Then we want to press command or whatever it is for PC. I think it's control, not control. Maybe it's control for a PC. And then we want to move it down 37.5, which is halfway. And we want to move it down again 37.5, all the way down to the foot. This is gonna have no ankles, so yeah. So since this is the first one, we're gonna name this leg underscore L. We're gonna name this knee underscore L. We're gonna name this heel underscore L. Now we just want to set up the hierarchy. So since this is the first part, this is always going to be on top. Since the knee is second, we're going to put this right under the first one. Then we're going to put the heel right under the knee, since it's right under it. So this is the way we want the bones to travel. And the order does matter. So now what we're going to want to do, we're going to want to select all of these. So all the bones that are going to be binded to the legs, we want to select them. We're going to want to do bind. Then double click the weight tag. And then we're going to want to go to the options and turn the strength up to 100. And turn the hardness up to 100. And turn visible only off. We're going to want to go back into front mode. Go to joints and click leg L. And now we're going to want to click command or control, I think, for PC and click all of this down here below the knee. We're gonna want to unweight all of that. Then we're gonna want to make sure all of these are 100. So we're just gonna want to click and drag along all of those, and that works perfectly. Now knee, everything below the knee. So from the knee down, we're gonna want to weight it to 100, and that is basically the weighting. Now what we can see when we rotate the knee now is a really bad bend. And don't worry, we're gonna fix this. Don't worry, one bit. So that if it looks like that, you're doing it right so far. All right, now what we're gonna want to do, we want to select the leg, and we're gonna want to add a point morph. We're gonna want to name this bend. And we want to then we're gonna want to click the edge mode right here, and then we want to go into front mode to be sure that we're selecting the right things. We're gonna want to select these right here, going across the knee. I'm going to want to move these up 12.5. We want to select these right here, right under it. We're gonna want to move these down 6.25. We want to select these right here. We're gonna want to move these up 6.25. We want to do the opposite to the other side. So since this one goes up, we want this one to go down 6.25. See? Then since this one went up 12.5, we're gonna want to move this one down 12.5. See? And then this one's gonna go up 12.5. I mean up 6.25 since this one down 6.25. Up 6.25. We're gonna want to go into point mode. I'm going to want to select this one, move it up 3.125, and select this one, move it down 3.125. We're going to want to select this one, move it up 3.125, and then move this one down 3.125. Select this one, move it up 6.25, select this one, move it down 6.25. Now do the same thing to the other side. Move this one up 3.125, this one down 3.125, this one up 6.25, this one. Let's move this one first, down 3.125, then this one up 3.125, this one down 6.125. And as that looks really weird, right guys? But it's exactly what we want it to look like, because then it's gonna do that when we rotate it to 90. Ooh, rotation 0. Alright, so what we want to do now is just select everything and freeze all the transformations just to make everything easier for us. We want to put the bend to 0. And now what we want to do, we want to set up the fancy feet pose morphs also, because that's pretty important. So we want to do add pose and name this fancy. And then we're going to want to select the front ones. You can see by looking at the X, Y, and Z. Y, Z, X. So we're going to want to select these right here. Select those that I have selected right there. Make sure nothing else is selected. And just move these up 6.25. Well, yeah, just leave those up 6.25. And then select these and move these down 6.125. Now you want to select the points. We're going to want to wrap all the way around to this side right here. All of those right there that I have selected. Move those down 3.125, and then select all of these from over here. Move these up 6.125, 3.125 I mean. And then we can see we have a slant. We're gonna want to do that for the side also. So fancy side. So we just select these right here. Move these up 6.25. Select these. Move these down 6.125. Go to point mode. Just select all of these right here. Move these down to 3.125. select all of these and move these up 3.125. Now what we want to do is we want to click the posmorph tag. We're going to want to go to animate mode right here and turn all of these down to 0. We want to look back to the front, so this is the front right here. And now we want to add a espresso tag to whatever you want, doesn't matter. The espresso might come up like a window like this for you guys. I like to usually just click and drag the little dots up to this little dots up here. And that basically makes it another tab because I use a lot of espresso. I love espresso. So we want to click and drag in the posmorph tag into the espresso. And we want to click and drag the knee into the espresso. So basically what we want to happen is we want when the knee rotates positive 90, we want the posmorph for the bend to go to positive 100. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do right click, new node, espresso, calculate, range mapper. So input range is gonna be degrees, output range is gonna be percent. Input is gonna be, input upper is gonna be 90, output upper is gonna be 100. It's that easy. Coordinates, rotation P, and then the output is going to be to the bend strength. So the input is going to be the knee L, rotation P. And then the output is going to be posmorph bend strength. So this is what you want your espresso to look like in the end. And then the leg is going to look like this in the end. Alright, so we want to select all of these leg joints right here. Display, line, length, custom, 1. I just think it looks cleaner. I don't want to really go past 25 minutes, so I'm going to try to go through this. So now that we have that, we can see the leg doesn't have a controller or anything. It's just a leg that when we rotate this, it bends. Yeah. We don't really need that right now, do we? We want the whole leg to be IK, not FK. So we're gonna set up the IK chain now. First we gotta make sure the leg knows what it's doing. So we're gonna wanna select this little thing, the little axis without anything around it. Just select that. We're gonna wanna select the knee. I'm gonna wanna move it forward, which is, this is the front, so we're moving it forward. We wanna move it forward. Negative 0.1. Doesn't really make big of a difference. But now when we set up the IK, so we're gonna want to right click leg, character tags, IK, and then the end is going to be the end of the leg. So that's gonna be the end. Then we're gonna want to select add goal. So now it bends with the goal. So now when we move the goal, it bends. And now another thing we want to do, we want to just set bind pose, just so it looks perfect. But yeah, now when we move this around, when we move this around, it's gonna look like a leg. And if you guys want, you guys can turn the bong tag down to 55, I think, and I think that makes it look better. Alright, so now what we want to do is set up the controllers for it. So we're going to want to select the spline, we're going to want to select the circle, or whatever you guys want. I'll use a rectangle just so it'll be a little bit different than usual. So rectangle, we're going to want to put the plane up to XZ. And we're gonna want to make this 26 by 26, and that's too small, as we can see. So we can just turn it up, just kind of eyeball it. I'm gonna make it 30 by 30, and I think that's good. Now we're gonna want to put the leg goal under the new object, and now the new object is going to basically control it. We can basically name this goal controller. So yeah, that's what that does now. Now we also want the fancy feet to work, don't we? So double click the espresso tag, and now we can drag in the heel L. We're gonna want to put coordinates global rotation P and then global rotation B. We're gonna want to copy this range mapper by pressing command and dragging, and then we're gonna put that into the input, and then we're gonna want to copy it again and then put that to the output. Input for P is going to be fancy strength. Output for P is going to be fancy side strength. Now we're just gonna look at what's wrong, because something is gonna be wrong. So for the P, we're gonna want to turn this up to 350. If we go into right view, I think I guess 365 is good enough. But yeah, that looks fine to me. Then we're just gonna want to do that with the side strength also. So basically just copy the output upper percent and put that to the output upper percent right there. Now we're going to want to look at it from the front. You can see it works just fine. Stays perfectly flat. Minor glitches that can be fixed. I know how to fix them, but I will leave some stuff for you guys to figure out. So yes, the leg now works fine. But now we need a pole, so we're gonna want to click the IK tag. We're gonna want to click add pole. The pole, we're gonna want to move it all the way down to where the goal is. So right there, 37.5. We're gonna want to move it to the left or to the right, 50. And then we either want to set the IK's twist to -90 or 90. Depends on which way you want to rotate. See, that's the wrong way right there. So let's set it to -90. So we can see the leg is now doing some weird stuff. That's because we need to make the leg L pole a child of the goal controller. And now, perfect. And now when we rotate this, it does it. Okay. So now we have another issue. When we rotate this, it doesn't control the fanciness of the foot. So we're gonna figure out how to do that. Select these and move them to the side over here. Select this and move it over here. Copy these range wrappers right here. And now we want to copy this heel L. We're gonna want to copy it. Plug it into the inputs of the two, like the other one. Now we just want to click and drag in the goal controller. Now we're gonna want to make a new node, Expresso Calculate Math. Now the input for fancy strength right there, and input for fancy strength on the goal controller. Copy this math. Input for fancy side strength, input for fancy side strength of the second goal. Put that for fancy side strength, put that for fancy strength. That basically adds up these two's global rotation, and then it puts them into the one thing. So that's really, really useful node for a lot of rigging stuff, at least for me. All right. Now we can see when we rotate this, it does what we want, but not really. It does the opposite. So basically what we gotta do is now just invert both of these. So make this one negative and make this one positive. I mean negative. We gotta make this one positive. So now this one still doesn't work. Negative. Okay. Negative works that way, and then it works this way. So now when we fancy works this way and this way. So we just learned how to make a leg. In the next tutorial, we're gonna learn how to make this leg. No, we're gonna learn how to make an arm. So be ready for that. It'll be coming out fairly soon, probably tomorrow. So thanks for watching. See you later.